Let's breathe together. Breathe in the moon. Breathe out the darkness. Breathe in the rose. Breathe out the thorns. So, this next strategy on my list of 14 strategies to accelerate your recovery is to begin a somatic practice, a practice of embodiment. You can find a very simple practice like Vipassana meditation, which I studied in the Himalayan mountains in India. This is the most simple somatic practice, observing your breath. So you just close your eyes and you observe your breath. In and out, in and out. And you observe the sensations in your breath. And from there, if you wish to expand that practice, you can begin to observe the sensations in your body. You can scan your body for sensations. On the healing journey from protection, sensation, conditions like anxiety or chronic pain, it's really helpful to observe the sensations that arise to protect you. Because when you observe those sensations, it's telling unconscious mind that you're fine, you're safe. If you observe those sensations, but you don't try to fix those sensations, you don't try to stop them, you actually welcome them in. And that's moving to the next level of somatic practice. So there's a practice called somatic tracking, in which you actually just witness the sensations in your body. So if you've got these, this is used most often for neuroplastic pain. You're observing the sensations in your body. So if you have a sensation in your back, you watch it. You pay attention to the qualities of that sensation. You look at it with a curiosity and with an openness, just watching that sensation. Wow, you're an interesting sensation. It's okay for you to do whatever you're going to do, because I know in my heart that I'm actually safe. In my own practice as a coach, I will use more developed forms of embodiment. So along with the tradition of rapid resolution therapy and those techniques which I practice, I bring in other meditative Buddhist practices and affirmation practices and communication practices. And then from my own history as an artist and as a poet, I know the power of language. Unconscious mind loves symbols and loves language. So I have a number of somatic practices which are based not only in observation of sensations, but in moving unconscious mind to a place where those sensations are actually loved, are appreciated, and accepted, and praised, and thanked. So bringing in gratitude is a whole nother level. But this video is here to encourage you to find a somatic practice of some kind. My somatic practices with the clients I work with as a coach are above and beyond somatic tracking on multiple levels. So I'm working with symbols, I'm working with imagery, I'm working with language, and I'm also working with that base of observing the body from within, observing the energy of the body, observing the quality of the sensations, all the while sending messages of safety to unconscious mind. And the way I do it, the messages of safety are done in a very visual way. So two of my practices, which I use with almost every client, one of them is called The Rose Teaches the Thorn How to Pray. So it's a process of greeting and embracing the sensations, and there are levels of doing this. So as you begin, you're noticing the sensations and you're taking some time with the sensations and you're saying hello to the sensations. And then as you begin to continue with this practice, you bring in other elements. The visualization element of the rose and the thorn is extremely powerful because unconscious mind loves symbols. So these are symbols, and they have a very sensory quality. So I'm bringing in scent, I'm bringing in touch, I'm bringing in sound, I'm bringing in texture. I bring music into these somatic embodiment practices. Another name for another practice that I do is called the eye of the hurricane. So as you can see, these are symbolic practices and they're visionary in terms of affecting different areas of your brain in order to really speak to unconscious mind. So as you move forward with your own somatic practice, I will encourage you to use whatever makes sense for you, but also to consider bringing in as much sensory reinforcement as possible. So that might be music, that might be touch. Touch is very powerful and it's a part of all of my somatic practices. Bringing a loving touch sends a primordial signal of safety. So that loving touch, and there are different areas you can touch to send even more powerful signals. So bringing in music, doing your somatic practices with a partner, with a friend, with a coach, with someone who brings their energy to your practice can also be amazingly transformative. And I really feel like it's along the lines of exercise, and it's an ancient tribal thing. So if you exercise with someone and you listen to music, you're tapping into ancient unconscious programs of back when we lived in tribes and we would run together, we would hunt together, we would do all these things together. So at the very least, do your practice with your voice. Speak to yourself out loud. Touch yourself. Bring some love into the practice. Reassure yourself. Give yourself messages of safety with every way that you know how. And when you do that, while you are observing the sensations in your body, you're reprogramming, you're giving unconscious mind the message that everything is really safe, that we're good, we're fine, and then sensations can fade. So find a somatic practice. I know there are very few coaches who don't recommend a somatic practice, and the reason why is that the science is overwhelming. It's extremely compelling. The science of clinical hypnosis is compelling in terms of visualization for your somatic practice, and the science of language in the ways that speaking to yourself out loud, if you can do your practice with a mirror where you're actually looking at yourself, all the more powerful. There are so many ways to enhance your somatic practice, but I want you to start wherever you are, to take a minute, close your eyes, feel your body, say hello to the sensations, say, I see you, I hear you, I feel you, and think about it as like a little puppy. You come home and your little puppy wants to jump and be with you. What do? You give the puppy some love. The puppy might scratch you, it might get excited and bite you, it's jumping on you, it's like a chronic pain sensation. It wants attention, it wants some love. Give it acceptance, attention, and love. If you try to practice indifference with it and just see it, walk away from it, then that's only going to get you so far. with acceptance, with love, with embracing, with touch. You touch your puppy. You pat your little puppy's head and say, hey, I see you. You scratch behind the ears, you touch in the ears and activate the nerves there. And it's just safety. That puppy feels safe. The puppy goes and lays down. If you don't pay attention to the puppy gets louder and louder. It's going to start barking. It's going to start pooping on the floor. It's going to start scratching and chewing things up. So think about it that way. Your somatic practice is about showing some love to that little puppy that's barking, that wants your attention, that wants to be a dog and protect you. And it's a protective, puppies, dogs, they're wired to protect you. They're going to bark, they're going to scratch, they're going to claw, they're going to jump, they're going to do all that stuff because they're pretty much a loving protection machine. And that's their life's purpose. And the unconscious mind can be the same way. So how do we calm that down? We show some love to our sensations. We say, I really accept and embrace the fact that you're there. Like, I appreciate you being there. You're welcome there. And I love you. So if you have any questions, leave me a comment, send me a message. I'm at healingwolfcoaching.com. You can pop over there and sign up for my newsletter, or you can schedule a 15-minute consult call in which you can tell me what's been going on with you, and I'll tell you how we're going to get through it together.